So students, today we are going to learn new chapter, which is very small chapter. First chapter we are learning, that is reproduction in organisms. Okay, let us see how different organisms reproduce by different methods, because reproduction is not same in all the organisms. Every organism reproduces by different method. So different organisms reproduce by different methods. So let us see reproduction in organisms. It's a chapter. This is a first chapter of second PUC. So before we go to that definition of word reproduction, we are going to learn in this chapter about lifespan of the organism. I will tell you why we have to learn lifespan of the organism before we discuss about reproduction. Because lifespan is defined as period from birth to natural death of the organism. Once animal takes birth, organisms take birth till natural death. Natural death means, for example, now human being's lifespan is considered 100 years. Okay, it's not that every human being will live for 100 years. Generally, we consider lifespan of human beings is 100 years. No, so different organisms' lifespan is different. That also we are going to learn now, how lifespan is different in different organisms. So, let us take definition of lifespan, that is starting from birth to natural death of the organism. Why we use that word natural? Because I told you, like in human beings, suppose lifespan is 100 years. If any person dies at the age of 20 years by accident, okay, if a person dies by accident, it is not natural death. Natural death means like age old process, like he will be mature, he will be old at the age of 70 or 80, then organs doesn't function properly, then because of heart attack or heart failure, the person may die. That is natural death. Then lifespan of that person is considered 70 years or 75 years or 80 years if he dies naturally. Suppose if it is accidental death, like person commits suicide, he kills himself, or he is killed by other person, or he died by accident, or some incident happened where his body was exposed to some chemical, okay, or he drank poison. In all those cases, it is not natural death. This is accidental death. So that is not considered lifespan. Like I will tell you why that word natural death should be used, because if a person dies at the age of 20, okay, by accident or committing suicide, his lifespan is not 20 years. If he doesn't commit suicide or if he doesn't die by accident, he would have lived for 60-70 years naturally. So a person naturally dies starting from birth. That period is called lifespan. So lifespan is properly defined as period from birth to natural death of the organism. So why birth to natural death of the organism? Okay, so why, when we discussed heading reproduction in organisms, so first what we have to discuss is word reproduction. Meaning of word reproduction we have to discuss. But instead of discussing reproduction, why did we discuss lifespan? Because lifespan is different for different organisms. It is not same. Then throughout the lifespan, organism will not have ability to reproduce. Okay, throughout the lifespan, organism cannot reproduce. Like we will take example, like in human beings only. Soon after birth, baby cannot reproduce. Newborn infants cannot reproduce. ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಮಗು ರಿಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. It will get reproductive ability only when it will grow, okay, then when it reaches sexual maturity, that is called puberty. At that age, reproductive organs will become mature. then starts producing gametes or sex cells, like human male produces sperms, human female produces egg, then menstrual cycle starts in female, then only they can reproduce. So starting from birth till sexual maturity, maybe at the age of 12 years or 13 years. So from soon after birth, 0 to 13 years, in that 13 years organisms cannot reproduce. Okay, then in case of female, you have already learned human reproduction chapter. Now you know what is meant by menopause. Menopause means menstrual cycle stops at the age of 45 or 50 in female. No more menstrual cycle after that, they cannot reproduce. So suppose at the age of 13 her menstrual cycle started, menarche happened, then at the age of 50 her menstrual cycle stopped, that is menopause happened. So how many years gap is there? You see, almost 37 years. Only 37 years is a reproductive period. Only in that 37 years she will be able to reproduce. Okay, but before 13 years and after 50 years she will not have ability to reproduce. So throughout the lifespan we will not have ability to reproduce. So we have learnt first about lifespan. Okay, that is period from birth to natural death of the organism. So I hope you understood what is the definition of lifespan there. And there is no relationship with lifespan of the organism and size of the organism. Like you cannot say that smaller organisms will have shorter lifespan and larger animals will have longer lifespan. You cannot say that, because lifespan is not at all related to size of the organism. Let us take example. Okay, like parrot, lifespan of parrot is 140 years. Do you believe? Parrot can live for 140 years, which is a bird. Crow is also bird. It can live only for 15 years. If you see size of crow and parrot, it is almost same. Both are birds. Crow, kage matte gili. Okay, crow and parrot, their body size is almost same. Okay, equal size they have almost, but lifespan has lot of difference. You see, parrot lives for 140 years, crow lives only for 15 years. Body size is same, but lifespan is completely different. That is why we say, even other example also we can take, like mango and peepal tree. If you consider mango and peepal tree, now in Ashwatha Mara anta karitivalla, Ashwatha Mara, peepal tree, people worship this peepal tree. Mango, where if you see mango and peepal tree, okay, they can have both can have similar size, like huge trees. Mango and peepal both are huge trees. Okay, even though they have similar size, but their lifespan is different. Mango is having shorter lifespan compared to peepal tree. Peepal tree has larger lifespan or longer lifespan. So if you compare, mango lives only for shorter period compared to peepal. If you compare peepal tree with mango, mango has shorter lifespan, peepal tree has a longer lifespan. It can live for many years. So size is almost same. So these two examples, if you see, you will clearly come to know that lifespan has no relation with size of the organisms. Okay, then throughout the lifespan, I said organism will not have ability to reproduce. Then at what period they will be having ability to reproduce? So in the lifespan of organisms, you can mainly make three categories, like starting from birth till puberty, that is sexual maturity, maybe at the age of 12 or 13 years. So that period is called start birth stage, that is called juvenile phase. Juvenile phase. Okay, now ಶೈಶಾವಸ್ಥೆ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಶಿಶು ಅಂದರೆ ಮಗು, that is a baby. Okay, that stage is called juvenile phase. Then once sexual maturity comes or puberty, they start producing gametes or sex cells, like male produce sperms, female produce eggs, female will have menstrual cycle starting. So at that age, that is called the reproductive phase, because organisms can reproduce at that age. No? Senescent, or sorry, reproductive phase. Then once reproductive phase is over, then it will be age old. No? They'll be like old age. No, so this juvenile phase has one more name, like you can call juvenile phase in plants as vegetative phase. That is soon after birth. Soon after birth, the baby is called juvenile phase or vegetative phase in case of plants. Either you call juvenile phase or vegetative phase, both are same. Once they attain sexual maturity, maybe at the age of 12, 13 or 14 years, okay, so that time it is called reproductive phase. Then once they get matured, okay, they get matured, and last stage should be called as senescent phase. Senescent phase, or senescence word meaning death. They get matured and causes death. So these are the three stages in the lifespan. So you see that only this phase, what is that? Reproductive phase. Only this phase they will be having ability to reproduce. Like even for male and female both. Like we will take example of any human being. For example, a person, okay, a person, his name is Vikas. Suppose his name is Vikas. Okay, when he was born, soon after birth it is called juvenile phase. Then at the age of 13 years, okay, his reproductive organs got matured, testes started producing sperms. At that age it is puberty, so his reproductive phase started with this. After 13 years, means till 13 years he did not have ability to reproduce. That was just a juvenile phase. So after 13 years puberty started. Then till how many years he will have ability to produce offsprings. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಾಗುವಂಥ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಇರ್ತದೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಅವನಿಗೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಾಗೋದಲ್ಲ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೋ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ he'll be having reproductive ability, then that period is called reproductive phase. Then at last death is there, that is senescent phase. Maturity, old age and death, ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗ್ತದೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So now lifespan is there for all the organisms. It will vary from, some will have only few days, some organisms will live for only few days, to some organisms will have thousands of years lifespan. Thousands of years that organism lives. Like these are two extreme conditions. Extreme means very less lifespan is few days, and very large or more lifespan is thousands of years it can live. But even after thousands of years also it has to die. No organism is immortal. ಅಂದರೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಸಾಯಲೇಬೇಕು, ಯಾವುದು ಶಾಶ್ವತ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಮ್ಮೋರ್ಟಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಮ್ಮೋರ್ಟಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಮರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ ವಿಚ್ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಡೈ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಮ್ಮೋರ್ಟಲ್. ಮಾರ್ಟಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಡೆತ್, mortality means death, no? So no organisms are immortal except, exceptional case is there, except single celled organisms. Except single celled organisms. Single celled organism means like you can consider bacteria. Why single celled organisms doesn't die at all? Because one bacteria will divide into two bacteria by binary fission. You know, binary fission means one cell divides into two cells. There, that cell did not die. That cell got distributed into two cells. ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಏನಂದರೆ ಆ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಸಾಯಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಸಾಯಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಎರಡು ಡಾಟರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. Those two daughter cells also doesn't die. Those two daughter cells will divide and become 4. 4 will divide and become 8. 8 will divide and become 16. So, the first bacteria which has produced into 2, 2 became 4. The first bacteria did not die. They just divide. So, single celled organism we consider they are immortal. Okay, ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸಾಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ bacteria or single celled organism, any single celled organism doesn't die because they will divide either by cell division or by binary fission. One cell divides into 2 and 2 will divide into 4, 4 will divide into 8, so that 1 became 8, 1 became 16, no, 1 became 32, like that it continues, but no organisms will die. That is why their generation will continue. So you think if first bacteria only dies, then that cannot be divided into 2. After death it cannot be divided. It will not have ability to divide. So they don't have death, so they are considered immortal. Except single celled organisms, no other organisms are immortal. ಅಂದರೆ ಜಗತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಒಂದಿನ ಸಾಯಲೇಬೇಕು. ಯಾವುದು ಶಾಶ್ವತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದು ಅಮರ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನೋ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡೆತ್. ವೆದರ್ death may happen after thousands of years, but it will die. It is not permanent. And no one in this world is permanent, but some exceptional cases are there, you know. Single celled organisms, even you might have heard of organisms called tardigrades. If you just type in Google tardigrades, okay, that is indestructible organism. It cannot die with any conditions, but certain conditions apply. Temperature is one of the factors which can kill tardigrades. Okay, if you want more information, you can search tardigrades. Other animals, tardigrades are animals. They have a separate phylum. Okay, you know that 35 phylums are there, but in your syllabus only 11 phylums you study, because 11 phylums are considered major phylums. No, animals are classified into actually 35 phylums. Only 11 phylums you learn because they are major phylums. So I was telling, no organisms are immortal, they have to die, but except single celled organisms. I told you why they are immortal. Okay, then how one organism can live and continue the generation? Any mechanism is there to continue the generation. That process of continuation of generation, they have only one method, that is reproduction. Like how I can continue my generation? What is my next generation? That is my son or daughter. Their next generation will be their son or daughter. Okay, like my previous generation is my father and my mother. Their previous generation is their parents. So how generation will be continued? So one organism continues to other organisms. So continuity is there. Continuity is there. The continuity is there because the reason is reproduction. Organisms reproduce and continue the generation. So for continuation of generation, reproduction is required. Now we have to learn the process reproduction, definition of reproduction, because I brought it to conclusion why reproduction we don't define in the beginning, because throughout the lifespan of the organism cannot reproduce. Only one period is there, that is called reproductive period. Only in that period it can reproduce. Okay, so now let us discuss definition of reproduction, why it is required, what are the types of reproduction, all that we will learn now. Okay. Reproduction, if you go by the definition, it is a biological process. You cannot say it is a physical process. Physical process will be done by non-living things also. Physical process ಅಂದರೆ ಭೌತಿಕ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಗಳು non-living things also can do. The living organisms will show biological process. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಜೈವಿಕ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಗಳು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಬಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್. ನೇಮ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸೇಸ್ reproduction. Means organisms will produce offsprings again and again, okay, and generation by generation, so that generation will be continued. So reproduction is defined as it's a biological process where organisms produce offsprings or progeny of its own kind, or you can say similar to itself. That word is required. If you just define as process of producing offsprings, then what kind of offsprings? Like human beings cannot produce dogs. Human beings produce human beings only. ಅಂದರೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಮಗು ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತದೆ, ನಾಯಿ ಮರಿ ಹುಟ್ಟುವುದಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ process of producing offspring means human beings cannot produce any kind of offspring. Any organism will produce offsprings of its own kind. ಅಂದರೆ ಅದರ ಥರದೇ offsprings produce ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Like dogs will produce dogs, okay, puppies. Then cats will produce kittens. No, you know. Like lion and tiger produce cubs. You know this. Okay, human beings produce baby. No, that is fully developed fetus. That is baby boy or baby girl. So like that you have to define it as biological process where organisms produce I say biological process because this is reproduction will be done by living organisms. Word bios means life. Life means living. Only living organisms can do. Non-living things like chalk and all cannot reproduce. Now it's a biological process shown by living organisms where organisms produce offsprings, or you can also say progeny. Progeny means offsprings similar to itself. Similar to itself. This meaning is similar to itself means they produce offsprings of their own kind, same type. Like human beings produce human beings only. Dogs produce dogs. Buffaloes produce buffaloes. Elephants produce elephants only. Elephant cannot produce dogs. So these words are very important. Okay, so biological process where organisms produce offsprings similar to itself, or you can say offsprings of its own kind. Okay, so what is the purpose of reproduction? Purpose of reproduction is continuation of generation. See, because no organism is immortal except a single celled organism. They have to die one or the other day. Before they die, they just produce their next generation and die. Okay, like one generation, they produce their offsprings, their children's, and when they are age old, they will die. Their children's will continue their generation. Okay, then they reproduce and produce next generation. Like that, generation to generation, the generation will be continued. That is called, for continuation of generation it is required. And reproduction depends on what factors? The factors which affects reproduction. What factors affect reproduction? Means what factors disturbs or decides ability to reproduce. Ability of the organism to reproduce depends on what? It depends on habitat. Habitat means place where that organism lives. ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸಸ್ಥಳ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ವಾಸಸ್ಥಳ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ವಾಸವಾಗಿರ್ತದೋ ಅದೇ ವಾಸಸ್ಥಳ. That means the place where organism lives. Okay, that is, or the place where organism inhabits, that is considered habitat. Depends on the habitat, like temperature, environmental factors are also very important for reproduction. You know, some organisms are seasonal breeders. Seasonal breeder means they reproduce only in one particular season. For example, you see dogs. Dogs will not reproduce throughout the year. Dogs will reproduce only when it is nearby rainy season. No, at that time you see that dogs reproduce. Okay, this is the time now, June. Okay, May, June, July, these are the time for reproduction in dogs. They are seasonal breeders. Whole year they don't reproduce. They will not have ability. Only in one particular season they will reproduce. They are seasonal breeders. But human beings are continuous breeders. Continuous breeders means we can produce offsprings throughout the year, 365 days, 24/7, 24 hours in a day and 7 days in a week. Anytime human beings can reproduce. Like if we were seasonal, you think only during reproductive season they should get married and reproduce. So that doesn't happen. So factors which affects reproduction is habitat. So some climatic conditions are not suitable for reproduction. Some are suitable for reproduction, like optimum temperature. Optimum means required temperature is required to reproduce. Then, and the second factor is physiology of the organisms. That is physiological process. Means the processes which are happening in the body, like digestion, respiration, excretion, all these we call metabolic process or physiological process also decides. If the person is healthy, he can reproduce. If the person is unhealthy, okay, or he has problem with the reproductive organs, then he cannot reproduce. Okay, so habitat, then physiological process and certain other factors. What is given in textbook, I am saying, they have written as certain other factors also decide. Like for example, in textbook they just mentioned it as certain other factors. We know certain other factors means hormones are also required. You know, reproduction is completely governed by hormones. You know this, you have already learnt human reproduction chapter. Hormones like LH, FSH, that is luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, then androgens, that is testosterone. All these hormones are required for reproduction. So certain other factors means they are talking about hormones. Then reproductive organs, if any defect is there in reproductive organ also, the organism cannot reproduce. So these are the factors on which reproductive ability of the organism depends on these factors. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್, ಒಂದು ಜೀವಿ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಬೇಡವಾ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ರೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಂಶಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವಲಂಬಿತವಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಾವು ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ವೆದರ್ single parent is involved in reproduction or two parents are involved in reproduction. Two parents means not same type, two parents of different sex. One is male, other one is female. Male and male cannot reproduce naturally. Female and female cannot reproduce, you know. So because gametes are not compatible, gametes doesn't match. Okay, like egg and egg cannot produce offspring. Sperm and egg are required. You know the process very well. So whether single parent is involved or two parents of opposite sex is involved, based on that reproduction is only two types. Then in high school classes you might have learned three types, but no need to get confused. Only two types of reproduction: sexual, asexual. The word asexual is used for animals. The same word asexual reproduction in plants, the same asexual reproduction only is called vegetative propagation or vegetative reproduction. So vegetative propagation and asexual reproduction, both are same. So only two methods, sexual, asexual. So in the next class we will discuss in detail about types of reproduction and in different organisms how they reproduce. Okay, so keep watching my classes. Thank you.